Hello and welcome everybody. This is Amanda Rose from your corporate office in the USA. But today it is all about Australia, and today we have MSC Australia with us. Bronwyn is joining us, and we are going to do a wonderful presentation for y'all. And before she gets started, I just want to give you a few quick tidbits. This is going to be found in your trainings tab of the Travel Cafe website, so you can review it and watch the recording, as well as we'll have some Q&A at the end so you can put your questions in chat. And without further ado, thanks for joining us again and welcome.
Thanks so much for having me today. It's so exciting, and we're so excited to be part of the Art to Travel network now. So looking forward to getting in touch with a lot of the lovely Art to Travel consultants. So please reach out at any time if you've got any questions, and my details are at the end of the presentation to enable you to do that. So we'll jump straight in. Today we're going to give you a very brief overview of MSC. So a bit of a summary and just a few tidbits on where we are up to at the moment with MSC. So if you're not aware, MSC Cruises has a fleet at the moment of 22 ships in the water, 23 ships that we're selling at the moment, because we do have World America, which is being launched next April and should be cruising out of the Caribbean. So that's our 23 ships. But as you can see from here, we've actually got 2 more ships in the world-class ships about to be built as well. So we'll also have World Asia, and there will be a 4th world-class ship, which will be launched in 2027. So fantastic to see the MSC fleet continue to be growing and expanding. So we've got quite a diverse fleet. When you look at this slide, you can see everything from our Lyrica class and our Musica class, which we call our legacy class, which are those smaller ships. They were the first ships that we had coming into the fleet. So more of your traditional type of cruising is, and then you get into the newest fleets with Fantasia, Meraviglia, Seaside, and the World Class, which are much more modern, contemporary types of ships and a lot larger as well. At the moment, MSC Cruises is sailing in many different destinations. Unfortunately, we're not cruising out of Australia at this stage. The closest we're coming is Japan, but our home is still very much the Mediterranean. We're also expanding and seeing lots of growth in the Caribbean and also in South America as well. You can see there are lots of opportunities to cruise with MSC, whether you're in the UAE, those beautiful connecting cruises, moving the ships between different areas, like going from the Mediterranean into the Caribbean, for example. I mentioned also those Caribbean itineraries. There's also some wonderful itineraries out of New York, just to name a few, and not forgetting, of course, our Northern Europe itineraries, and also with MSC Virtuosa cruising out of Southampton. So lots and lots of variety for cruises for people to enjoy. Now, just going to have a little look at some of these fleets. I'm not going to go through everything for you, but just to highlight a couple for you. So MSC Lyrica, so this is the Lyrica fleet. These are the smallest ships. So just to highlight for you the difference between the different classes. So the Lyrica fleet are our smallest ships. These ships are, they're about 65,000 tonnes. They carry around about 2,500 passengers if they're full. They're very elegant, beautiful European styling throughout the ships, very elegant. Now, because they are the older ships in our fleet, and as we say, our legacy fleet, they don't have a lot of the features that a lot of the newer ships have, but they do provide that beautiful style of cruising where people are going to dinner, getting to know their fellow travellers, having beautiful dining options together, and then beautiful shows. And they have stunning show lounges as well, and secondary show lounges there. Beautiful wide open deck spaces. So there's plenty of space for our guests to spread out and enjoy the ships. And the great thing about the Lyrica class is, for example, here with our East Mediterranean itineraries, they're able to get into these smaller destinations. So these are the ships that we would have cruising out of Venice, Marghera. So Marghera is the suburb on the mainland side of Venice Island Bridge. And so we do our embarkation still in Venice Island, and then we transfer people by ferry or by coach. It's about 20 minutes, and then they're on board the ship. So it's fantastic. Lovely opportunity to still be cruising in that real Venice location. We also bring these ships into places like Santorini and Mykonos and smaller destinations. So that's fantastic to have that variety. And we go all the way through, so from 2,500 passenger ships, all the way then up to, 3.5, 4.5, 5.5, and then up to our world-class ships. So this is images of World Europa, and World Europa was the first of the world-class ships. She is about 115,000 tonnes. It's about 2,000 cabins and suites, and she holds, if we filled every single bed, around about 6,500 passengers, if that's at capacity. But obviously we don't always have it at capacity, which is nice. And one of the lovely things when you get into our larger ships is that we have Yacht Club. And so I will look into Yacht Club for you and show you. And this is a couple of images you can see there. That middle image at the top is actually the private lounge and restaurant area for our Yacht Club guests. So really beautiful. And you can see one of the owner's suites down in that bottom right-hand corner, this beautiful big private balcony space that Yacht Club offers for our guests as well in that classification of cabin. But beautiful range of accommodation types, 19 different types of cabins, 20 different lounges, bars, different areas where people can dine. Great flexibility for dining and many, many different choices of dining and cuisine available, as well as not only the main restaurants, but the different specialty dining room options as well. Great variety of different entertainment spaces, amazing pool facilities and kids facilities on board these ships as well. So great flexibility. So where typically at the moment you've got World Europa cruising is in the Mediterranean. And so with itineraries you can see here, very typical of, say, World Europa, and also they've got there one of the itineraries from Grandiosa, which is one of the Meraviglia class ships, which is slightly smaller. She's carries around about 5,500 passengers fully occupied. And they are typically in this beautiful Western Mediterranean area. And you can see here's a couple of our very popular 7-night cruises where the ships are going around, and they would do this for a season. And so guests can actually choose which port that they're embarking from, but these beautiful itineraries here. So 7 nights, great look around the area, and we can also do these back to back, combining different itineraries. Now, when you're looking at that Meraviglia class, just to pop something in there that's a little bit different for you, they've got these beautiful LED promenades inside. And so this is just an example when you see Grandiosa and Euribia, for an example, where they've got these beautiful promenade areas, amazing shopping precincts, fantastic specialty dining room options, and great kids facilities. And so we do partner with Lego for all of our kids activity areas. So there's beautiful facilities, and a lot of the parents love to get in there as well and enjoy all those fun with the Legos. Not only do we have these beautiful big precincts, but we've got these intimate show lounge areas as well. So there's a little image down the bottom right hand corner there of the carousel lounge on Grandiosa, where we can have some more intimate show lounges, and we do special performances as well. Looking forward into our summer deployment for 2025, and just to let you know where we are up to at the moment, you can see there a great range of itineraries where we've spread the ships out. So definitely for the summertime, a lot of the ships will be based into the Mediterranean area. You can see there a great range of ships in the Mediterranean, not only doing the Western Med, but also the Eastern Med itineraries. And the great spread there is not only the cruises going in and out of Venice, but also with opportunity for the ships coming out of Trieste. So if you want those large, slightly larger ships, and also having Sinfonia cruising out of Bari and Piraeus, going down into the Greek area, and also with Divina coming around into Mykonos and into, Divina coming into Santorini and Mykonos, and also heading around into Turkey. So giving guests the opportunity to experience Turkey and Kusadasi, places like that. So fantastic variety. Of course, having some of the ships in the Caribbean area, as well as Northern Europe, and coming out of Meraviglia for New York as well. So great deployment schedule coming up for the Northern Hemisphere summer season. And at the moment, we do have early bird deals out. So if you've got guests who are looking to travel in 2025 for the summer season, we still do have our early bird. And so there is the option for some great discounted prices with our early bird pricing now for those summer 2025 deals, where a cruise only fare, it's about a 20% saving. But guests do also have the opportunity to be cruising with drinks. So if they're booking either early booking with cruise only, or they can do the early booking cruise with a drinks package, and that's giving them the Easy Plus drinks package, and it's up to 60% cheaper with purchasing it this way than if they waited until they were on board and purchased a drinks package then. And so this is giving our guests a great variety of beverages, whether they're alcoholic or non-alcoholic beverages. Goes all the way through everything from bottled waters, all the way through your specialty coffees, coming up through a very broad range of your beers, bottled and craft beers, as well as wines. Very broad selection of varieties of wines, and is also giving people a discount on bottles of wine if they wanted to purchase a bottle. And this is available through all the main restaurants, all of the specialty dining, all of the buffet areas as well. So there's fantastic opportunity there, and I think it offers very, very good value for money. And most of our guests we find are interested in purchasing those drinks packages, and makes it a really affordable option for people to do. Now, apart from me just talking to you, I thought I would just show you a quick video just to give you a real feel of what MSC cruise product is. And this is actually shot on World Europa. So it gives you a fantastic view of these beautiful modern ships that make up the MSC fleet.
Got a lifetime to live. It's not easy to let go. So you took me far away and finally brought me home. All we do is chasing dreams, counting our memories. We are barefoot walking down the path of life. Got a home on the water where we floated away. Under the blue sky above, we finally sailing free. I wanna summer again, summer of love. Wanna be waiting a lifetime for, and I keep fading away. I want my summer back one day. Open your eyes, forget all your trouble. We got plenty of time. Just call me tonight. I'm so high on you. I smell the breeze, it's time to go now. There's no reason to hold back. We got a home on the water where we floating away. Under the blue sky above, we finally sailing free. I want a summer again, summer of love. Wanna be waiting a lifetime for, and I keep fading every day. I'm lost in my own memories. I wanna travel the world, travel the sea. I wanna go where I want to be, and I keep fading away. I want my summer back one day.
It's an absolutely stunning ship that's become definitely a fan favourite. She's cruising in the Mediterranean at the moment, and absolutely one of our most popular ships. So if you do have clients wanting to embark a cruise on World Europa, try to book early on this one. The great news is that her sister, as I mentioned before, World America, is going to be launched early next year. So starting her cruises in the Caribbean from April. So fantastic opportunity to enjoy one of our world-class ships in the Caribbean area, which is brilliant. Now, also like to just highlight something that's very important to the MSC family, and that is our commitment to the environment. So you will see throughout the MSC product, great commitment. So whether it's be, focusing on our itineraries and the destinations that we're going to, the impact that we have on those places and minimizing that, and actually having an attitude of making our touch points a better environment than where we started, whether it be how we're procuring our goods around the world, the way that we're taking our guests and the experiences and highlighting to them the wonderful environment that they're touching. So there's a lot of aspects of what we're doing, from the way we're building our ships and fueling our ships as well, and bringing into those most modern facilities into those ships to make sure that we're minimising the impact on the environment. But other reasons is why you would, look at an MSC cruise, or why your clients might be interested in looking at an MSC cruise. A couple of key points for you. Our cabin categories. So do have a huge variety of different accommodation styles on board. And so it does help us to meet those different needs of the different guests. Everyone's looking for something a little bit different. And particularly when you're looking at the cabins, whether it be someone looking for an interior stateroom, whether they're wanting to have a beautiful large suite, whether they're looking for something to accommodate their family, for example, or larger families. We do have some beautiful larger suites that can accommodate 5 or 6 guests. Solo travellers is becoming a growing market, and so it's wonderful to see our latest ships being built, and they do also offer a variety of what we call our studios, and the studios are designed for the single traveller, so there's no solo occupancy charge required on those, so it's fantastic, and they can be available in either interior studios, ocean views, or balconies, so depending on the ship, available for them, and all the way up into those beautiful yacht club suites where we have those extra special amenities for our yacht club guests. So fantastic variety to suit everyone's needs. We also have fantastic family benefits, and so we do find that we do have a lot of our families travelling with us, and we are able to support those families with 5 different age categories for the kids clubs. Now, if you've got a family travelling on a cruise that is 10 nights or shorter, there is no minimum age for children on those cruises. So we do have babies travelling, and we do have baby club rooms for that, so to help support those families travelling. And those kids clubs go all the way from 0, as I said, all the way up to 17 years of age. So fantastic variety. We also look at incorporating different discounts. So there are opportunities for single parents travelling, multiple cabin use for families that are a little bit larger, where we can discount down some of those fares, and also those upper beds, 3rd and 4th beds, 5th and 6th beds are always discounted. So we're looking at those opportunities to really provide fantastic opportunities for families, whether they're big or small, to incorporate them and to provide fantastic experience opportunities for them, to help them make, not only for the kids to have a great time in the kids areas, but also as families to create great family memories together as well. The other thing that MSC does that's a little bit different is that we have our experience levels. So I like to just quickly go through these with you. Often, if you haven't sold an MSC cruise before, you might not be aware of these. We start off with our Bellas. Now, Bella is basically a category that you're booking, which means you're booking a guarantee cabin. You don't know where the cabin is. You don't know what cabin number the guests will have until they're very close to sailing or even at embarkation. So it's a guarantee. They're simply booking an interior, an ocean view, or a balcony. It may be an obstructed view. And so if you're booking an ocean view or a balcony and doing a Bella, then please think that it possibly could be an obstructed view cabin. It still includes everything you would expect the cruise to include. So your main meals, your main activities around the ship, the buffets, the shows, and all of those features. It just means that there is a little bit less flexibility with those Bella categories. Most of our Australian market would book the Fantastica, where you are able to actually fine-tune exactly what type of accommodation the client would like. So it's going to be. When you start moving up into the array categories, this is where you start getting your premium cabins and some of the suites. And on the smaller ships that are about 2,500 or 3,500 passengers, so those legacy fleets, this is as high as those ships go up to. They only go up to those array categories. And then when we get into the larger ships, that's when we start offering Yacht Club, which is this beautiful private area. So when you are looking to book a cruise with MSC, you'll always know that it includes a full board. So breakfast, lunch, dinner, the main buffets that are open, as well as the main dining rooms, the world-class entertainment is always included, the kids clubs are all included, and those fantastic extra facilities like the swimming pools and the gymnasiums and all of those those areas are all included. And then you're able to fine tune. So whether someone's wanting a real budget friendly conscious booking with a Bella, whether you're wanting that more flexibility and comfort in the Fantastica, heading up into those Araya categories where, as I said, those premium accommodation balconies or suite accommodation. They also have anytime dining as opposed to selecting first or second dining as you would be with Fantastica. And then going up then into those yacht club areas, which is our exclusive zone where it's butler service. Guests there have their own, it's like a ship within a ship really, their own areas, their suite accommodation, own dining room, lounge areas. And then regardless of what experience your guests have chosen, you can then help them to customize that. So if they're booking specialty dining, if they're wanting to pre-book their shore excursions, if they're wanting to purchase Wi-Fi, for example, or laundry packages or spa and wellness packages, all of these things you can assist with your clients to pre-purchase as part of their cruise fare. And then that becomes actually commissionable to you as well. So with any of those enhancements, if you are adding those into the booking fare for your clients, there's an extra 5% commission on those items for you. Another feature that makes MSC Cruises really popular, I mentioned before when we were looking at the Western Med itineraries, is the flexi porting. So where I'm just adding these gold stars are just some examples of embarkation opportunities where we are bringing the ship to the client. So what this is essentially saying is that if you've got a client and they're looking at that 7-night Western Med cruise, and they might be in Spain, and so they might choose to do the cruise 7 nights and do Barcelona back to Barcelona. They're still doing the full itinerary. It just means that we're bringing the ship to them. They don't have to, say, travel across to Naples to start the cruise in Naples. But if you did have guests who are up in Italy and they may choose to actually embark in Naples, for example, and so they would do that itinerary and do Naples back to Naples. There are many places in the Mediterranean, also up in Northern Europe, that we do this, also in the UAE. So if you've got clients who are looking to do a cruise out of Dubai, for example, the main flexi ports there would be Dubai, Abu Dhabi and Doha. So fantastic, no matter which airline they're wanting to use, they get that opportunity. They're still doing the full itinerary, they're just choosing which embarkation port they'd like to start at. So it's one of the really fantastic things where we introduce that flexibility for our clients. Grand Mediterraneans are another fan favourite for our Australian market, travelling to Europe particularly where they would like to do longer cruise and have a longer experience. So this is where we would be combining with itineraries in the East and the West Mediterranean, 2 different itineraries and 2 different ships. I typically would suggest people start in the East and do the cruises out of Venice first. There are 3 different combinations that we're offering for 2025, and you can see here whether guests are wanting to come down into Mykonos and Santorini, whether they're wanting to explore Piraeus or whether they're wanting to concentrate on that Croatia sort of coastal area as well. So fantastic opportunities. And again, with that flexibility of those different combinations of the Western Med, you can see those 3 different combined. And what makes a Grand Med is that they're doing the one cruise, one 7-night cruise, and it might be that it's a Saturday departure, for example. So you'd be cruising in and out of Venice, leaving on the Saturday, returning the following Saturday. That morning, they're getting off the first cruise. We're transferring them by coach across to Genoa, in this example, and then they would be embarking their second cruise from Genoa that afternoon. So it becomes a seamless 2-week experience, and then they do their second 7-night cruise in and out of Genoa. So for it to be a Grand Mediterranean, and we provide that free of charge transfer, it's those departures from April through to October, and that's the itineraries that are meeting on the same day. So it's either a Saturday or a Sunday usually, where we're doing that meeting of those ships between Venice and Genoa, and we're providing that free of charge for the first 2 guests in the cabin between Venice and Genoa. And that's a fantastic way for people to see a really broad area of the Mediterranean region incorporated into that 14-day experience. I did mention about the ship being in Japan, and so we're really excited to see for our 2025 itineraries having MSC Bellissima. She's been staying up in this region, so popular, which is brilliant and lovely for the Australian market and New Zealand market, I should say as well, cruising out of Tokyo and doing a range of itineraries. The Australian itineraries that we find really popular for our guests here are these longer itineraries that are taking in the full areas of Japan and also incorporating Korea, for example. So here's one example for you with fares starting from $2,849 per person for an interior Fantastica category cabin based on twin share. But there are a number of itineraries. So we do have available in trade collateral for you for Japan, a flyer highlighting those different itineraries and also social tiles. So if you do want those resources, please reach out. We're able to share that with you, not just for Japan, but there are a great range of itineraries. So whether you're looking for highlighting some summer season for 2025, whether you're wanting to look at Grand Prix, where we've got MSC Euribia, in the UAE cruising and meeting up with the Doha or the Qatar Formula One race this December. So there's a departure on the 30th of November, leaving from Dubai and experiencing that Formula One race, or whether you're just wanting some social tiles as well. So all of that is available. And there's a lot more as well of those different areas and different flyers and collateral available. Now, just touching quickly on Yacht Club for you. Yacht Club is this area where guests are able to really experience more of a small ship experience, more of that luxury experience, but still on a large ship. It's always at the pinnacle of the ship, and it's all suite accommodation. It's exclusive venues, so whether it be their beautiful private lounge area, their private restaurant, which is a la carte dining and open seating. So they'll have, dining restaurant time that the restaurant is open there, and they come and go and dine as convenient for them. Beautiful, extensive outdoor private sun and pool deck areas, as well as beautiful al fresco dining with a beautiful Yacht Club grill and bar areas outside. It's a really special area. And of course, not only do guests have then these private zones of Yacht Club, but they also have access to all of the ship's facilities. And so if they're going down to, say, watch the main show, the butlers will escort them down to the show lounge and make sure that they're seated comfortably in premium seating as well. So they've got all of the beautiful facilities that a large ship offers, but that exclusivity and luxury of the small ship area as well of Yacht Club. And no one else can go into Yacht Club, of course, unless they're a Yacht Club accommodation. So with the ranges of accommodations that they offer is not only from those beautiful, very large owners suites and royal suites you can see here. Depending on the ship, there is a different variety of different suites available up in Yacht Club, but there's always a very broad range and opportunities for guests to have larger accommodations as well. You can see there those duplex suites, which are 2-story suites. So they're fantastic if you've got 2 couples travelling together, or if you've got a family of 4 looking to travel up in Yacht Club, where that lower lounge area, that lounge can actually open up into a queen size bed, and up the top you've got the king size bedroom up there, and then that can actually be converted into 2 twin beds as well. So great flexibility with these. But the accommodation styles go all the way through. There are some 2-bedroom family suites as well, down through to the interior suites. So all suite accommodation, all looked after by the beautiful staff in the Yacht Club with the butler service and their own private concierge, of course, up there, but a range of accommodations and to meet different price point. And beautiful facilities, so everything from those beautiful Italian marble bathrooms, complimentary mini bars, the butler at your service 24 hours a day as well. Beautiful facilities through there. Not only is it meaning things like priority embarkation, as I mentioned, the butler service, they will tailor make experiences for our Yacht Club's guests, and then also it might be just the simplest act of doing a pack and unpack service, which is all included. Guests are able to have broadsheet newspapers printed for them on request, and there's a myriad of different opportunities provided for our guests up in Yacht Club. The cruise fares for Yacht Club always do include the drinks package as well as a Wi-Fi package. So there are some fantastic inclusions, as well as Wi-Fi included, as I mentioned, and access to the thermal spas included. Club pricing. And what we've also just newly announced is that we've now introduced a range of exclusive shore excursions just for our Yacht Club guests. So if they're looking for something very special, those are also now available and purchased when they're on board. Now, for those people who've got past passengers, we love our past passengers on board, and so we do have a very big percentage of guests coming back and travelling with us. So there is a 5% past passenger discount available for our guests. If they're booking further than 6 months in advance of their departure date, then they do get an extra 5% discount. And depending on if they're booking further out than there, then there's also additional benefits available for our past passengers. So people who are joining our Voyagers Club. And also something that's quite unique for MSC is that we do have something called status match. So if you've got clients who have cruised or travelled extensively, they may have a status with another cruise line, or perhaps they've done lots of land travel and they've got great points on, say, Hilton's or Starwood or something like that, then you can actually do status match. So this is where I guess your clients would be joining our Voyagers Club program and then completing the status match. They give us the details of what their current program is, and then we match them to our equivalent level. And so then we welcome them on board as past passengers. They're given a past passenger discount. They're able to then add that into their booking. So when you go to make their booking, add their past passenger number, and then they will actually qualify for those past passenger discounts and benefits on board. So they instantly become a past passenger with MSC. And then as they do their cruises, they then further grow up those different categories as they go. So just to finish up, thanks for joining us today. If you've got any questions, posters, please feel free to reach out to me. My email address is here up on the screen for you. We do have a broad sales team around Australia, so please reach out. You can email myself, or if you would like to email the sales at msccruises.com.au. Got our reservations number and email address there. And we do also have a closed trade Facebook page. So if you'd like to scan the QR code and join our closed trade Facebook page. And if you haven't joined already, we do also have, of course, our trade portal, which is mscbook.com. So mscbook.com is where you are able to check availability, look at pricing, have all the details on campaign, find great resources and training features as well, and also make those bookings and manage those bookings. And it's available for you 24/7. So if you have not already, please either email through to sales for that, or you can go straight through to www.mscbook.com and request a registration there, or just simply email myself or reach out. So thanks again for joining us, and please let us know if we can help you in any way, and we look forward to a great relationship with all of the team at Archer Travel.
Well, thank you so much. We really appreciate that. We have a couple questions in chat. Would you be willing to answer those now?
Absolutely.
Perfect. Okay, the first question is, any chance we will get to see these ships here in Australia?
We love to bring ships to Australia. I wish we could bring some of the larger ships down to Australia. As I mentioned, at the moment, Bellissima in Japan is the closest that we have as far as the deployment goes. But we are looking forward to welcoming MSC Magnifica into the Australian waters as she completes her World Cruise for 2025. And so she will be coming through, she'll be coming into New Zealand and then coming into Australia and actually visiting Sydney, Melbourne, Adelaide, and coming up through Perth as well. So there's some great opportunities that will be coming through, and we are looking forward to inviting as many consultants on board to see that ship when she comes through.
Perfect, thank you. Next question is there any update about the MSC Masters training program?
Yes, so Masters, we're actually revamping our Masters program at the moment. So if you're not aware of Masters, Masters is part of that training program, which is inside of mscbook.com. And so it's a great opportunity that you can work through the platform of Masters. It's about 4 hours maximum. I've had some consultants tell me that they've whipped through it in only a couple of hours, but it's a great resource to self-learn. At the moment, that is having an update happening to it, and we're hoping to relaunch that in the next couple of months. So keep an eye out for that, and we will certainly send information through.
Perfect. Is the best place to find marketing materials and brochures on the Facebook page?
So mscbook.com has got links to a vast variety of whether it be flyers or social tiles. You can also email through to myself and we can get those resources sent out to you. We often will send those out as they become available. So we'll make sure that you're on that database to get those sent out, and also on our consumer site. So msccruises.com.au is the consumer site, and you've also got links there for our brochures. And if you'd like to order a supply of hard copy brochures, then they are available at TIFFs.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much. I think that's the last question for now. And if they have any questions, they can reach out to you or your sales team, or even view information on mscbook.com. That's correct, right?
Excellent. Fantastic. Thanks so much.
Well, thank you so much. And thank you all the agents for joining us this morning. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day.
Bye. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.